Hey everyone, it's a new year and we're back here making new videos again. I'm very excited to be back. Had a little break around the holidays, but now we're going full power, full steam ahead. We're just going to do this, alright? Now, I already made a video about things that are coming with Nintendo in 2020 and I did 10 predictions, which was very fun to do, and if you haven't checked it out yet, you should do so. But I think it's also good to look back and see what last year has brought us. We're always looking forward to those new entries making their debut in 2019. So now I want to see which ones were the best, so I'm gonna give you my top 5 and what I thought were, maybe the best games from Nintendo in that year. I haven't played all of them. I will go over that at the end, but just let's start with number 5 and we will see where we will get from there, all right? Okay, at number 5 I have this small little game. It's called Pokemon, and Pokemon was a little bit of a mixed bag for me. I know there has been a lot of controversy around that game. People that were sad that the national tax was cut and that other stuff, that they rushed the game out. I didn't follow all of it, but I haven't played a Pokemon game really since Ruby. I played a bit of Diamond. One of those other ones, Black, I got pretty far with Pokemon Black, but after that not much. So I was actually very excited to play this game. Now we also know, of course, that the Pokédex leaked way in advance before that, but I didn't look at that, so I didn't really know anything about the Pokemon except for the ones that they showed in commercials and stuff like that. And I think that was one of the biggest things that made that game fun for me. Now, it isn't to say that the game was only fun, there were a lot of other hiccups as well, but I will get back to that in a minute. And to discover these Pokemon going along, that was just such a fun experience for me, especially because I didn't play one of those games in a long time. So now that I'm, back on Route 1 and looking at these little birds and freaking dogs that I haven't seen before, that was really a fun experience. But I also think that was the most fun that I got out of that game, and that at a certain point, that stuff is over. If you have finished the game, if you finished the story mode, you have seen most of it. And at the same time, of course, I'm an active Twitter user, where you can also follow me at @xprefyt. And I, of course, follow a lot of people that are active in the Nintendo community, so also a lot of Pokemon YouTubers and stuff like that. So I was already seeing some of these Pokemon without experiencing it for myself. That was what made the whole thing kind of sad. So okay, so I finished the game, it was fun, it was a bit too easy, it was linear, not much of a challenge. The Pokemon were very fun, but then at the end I thought, like, you know what, now I'm gonna complete the Pokédex and that will probably be it. But when I got around, number 200 or something like that, I just got bored. It was done for me. I was just catching Pokemon to catch Pokemon and the fun was gone. But when you look at other people, other YouTubers, I see a lot of people playing competitively, which is also something that I don't have, the need to do. So for those people who are still enjoying it, I'm very happy for them. But for me, it wasn't really that much. But I still had my fun nonetheless in the beginning, so number 5 for that. Okay then, and for my number 4, I have a small little game here called Cadence of Hyrule. If you know me, you know that I love The Legend of Zelda, so that was a no-brainer for me to buy. Also, it wasn't a perfect game, but I'll get back to that again in a minute. Now, what made this game great was, of course, the music. The music was awesome. It was more like a rock style Legend of Zelda tune, a bit like we had in Hyrule Warriors. And the second thing, of course, was the rhythm-like movement, which is a little bit getting used to in the beginning, but when you get the hang of it, oh man, it's so great. It feels really smooth. You really have to stay on the beat, or otherwise, you're gonna frick yourself. And I did die a couple of times, I'm not gonna lie about that. Now, my one complaint with this game is that it is really ridiculously short. I started to play it somewhere in the morning, and before the day was over, I almost finished the game. And I wasn't playing it like all the time. I wasn't like locked up in my room and didn't have any contact with the outside world while I was playing this game, but still it was very short. I don't remember what it cost at the time. I think like 30 euros for me or something like that, but I would recommend it if it's on sale or anything and you love The Legend of Zelda, you love these rhythm games, you love The Legend of Zelda music, you should try it out. It's great. And also, by the way, I just discovered that they had some new free DLC for the game, so that's always a nice little extra. I don't know how long that is. It would give you a little bit more value to the game because it will probably extend it for a little bit, so yeah. Cadence of Hyrule, great game, number 4. Now let's go to number 3. Yeah, let's give Mario some love as well, shall we? Mario Maker 2. I never played Mario Maker on the Wii U. It was one of my biggest mistakes, not buying the Wii U. I did quite enjoy that. So when they announced part 2, I was very happy to finally try it out, and it's a great game. Now, just to give a little backstory, I'm not really that much of a creator. I don't really have the patience for that. I just love to play Mario games. And I think the inclusion of the story mode, even though the story is very, limited. There's not much going on. It's just build a castle and play some levels. But I think it was very fun to do that, you know, to have these Nintendo created Mario levels by some of the, you know, original creators, some new creators. So that was a lot of fun to do and to see. Another great feature was the endless mode. You can pick your difficulty, easy, medium, or hard. I think you even can pick very hard. Then you just get user created levels in that sense. So the community picks if something is easy, medium, or another difficulty, and you get to play as many of them as you can. You can even gain, you know, some 1-ups to get some extra lives so you can continue on. But if you lose your lives, you have to start all the way at the beginning. But to put it in that kind of way really gives the game longevity, and it really gives you a incentive to keep on playing. You can also unlock some more costumes for your Mii character, which I think is very fun, and you can make him do some cool freaking dance moves and stuff like that, like my guy here, which is pretty cool, I guess. You know, I like you have something to look at. I don't know. And then of course the multiplayer mode, which is also very fun. That is if you don't have any internet problems, because I've been lagging so hard with that game that I just could count the pixels. It was single digits. It was really absurd. But nonetheless, besides that, it was an amazing game. I still play it from time to time, so that's always a good sign of a good game. So yeah, good job, Mario makers. And you know what I'm a sucker for? Remake. So when they announced Link's Awakening remake, I was goddamn happy. Oh man, that was such a great moment. So when we finally got it, I of course immediately bought it day one to try it out and play. And it's a freaking lovely game. I played the original way back on the Game Boy, so to get my hands on this beautiful remake, it was just a big joy. The game looks beautiful, it stays really true to the classic, the music is amazing, the combat is fun, it's just a great game. I mean, I played it twice in a row. When I finished it, I tried it again, this time without dying. It isn't really that difficult, so there wasn't much of a challenge. Now I still need to play it on hard, but that will come next year somewhere. I just want to, you know, let it simmer for a bit, that it will stay fresh for me, so I'll get back to it in 2020 and then it will be a lot of fun again. I think this opens the door for a lot of other games to be remade. I mean, I made a whole video about how this could lead to an Oracle of Seasons or Oracle of Ages remake with the same engine. I mean, that could work very, very well. That would be a perfect one too, in my opinion. Now, of course, I have always been crying for Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask remake, which, you know, I don't know if you see anything here or there which might suggest something like that. I like the Ocarina of Time game a little bit. Maybe. I think I like Majora's Mask a little bit more, but that's just a freaking great poster, what that is. But you know, maybe one day. I'm sure they're busy with Breath of the Wild too, and they will do some other stuff, but maybe one day. We can only hope. For my favorite game of this year, if you would have told me that in the beginning of 2019, I would have called you a liar. A big fat liar. Because I never expected this to be my Nintendo Game of the Year. I think it's even the Game of the Year for me. It was just so freaking good. Fire Emblem Three Houses. Goddamn, man. I never played Fire Emblem. Why didn't anyone tell me how freaking good this is? I was one of those guys that was crying about, you know, too many sword fighters and Fire Emblem characters in Smash. Get them all out of here. And now I only want to see Byleth in Smash. I mean, how freaking cool would that be? Maybe take a couple of them out, one of the other Fire Emblem guys, but get Byleth in. He's great. He's just great. I mean, this game has everything. It has the strategic element, it has the more RPG-like elements, a lot of cutscenes, a lot of dialogue to really give you a connection with the characters. You have multiple endings, multiple storylines to follow. I mean, it was all freaking there. It's a huge game. You can get so much out of it. And I only did the Golden Deer playthrough, which is the best one. So if you do not agree with that, you are wrong. No, but I still need to try the other two, which I'm sure I will do somewhere this year. I mean, there's so many games to play, man. I need to find some time, you know. But I will get to that this year. And if you're one of those people that never played Fire Emblem before, like me, and you're on the fence about buying it, I say just do it. I don't know if there is a discount on it right now. There have been a lot of discounts on a lot of games recently, but maybe it will come along and I just buy it. It's freaking great. So that's it for me, my favorite Nintendo games of 2019. I haven't played them all, of course, so that's why you haven't seen Luigi's Mansion 3 or Dragon Quest or Astral Chain, but it's all on my backlog. I'm getting to that. I actually bought Dragon Quest 11 just a few days ago, so that's going in my Switch very soon, so I can play that finally. But I really like to know what your favorite Switch games are of this year. Do you have a top 5? Let me know in the comments, because I'm always curious to read those and see what I might have missed and what I need to do. I mean, they don't necessarily have to be Nintendo games, just the stuff that you like. If you're still here, please subscribe to the channel to help me out and see some more great content. Like the list that I was talking about, my top 10 predictions for Nintendo in 2020, which is really fun. I put a lot of effort in that, so please check that out. And if you want to leave a like, that's also very good. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.